Turn it on. You turn off the AC?
Yes.
It's gonna get warm in here. It was warm in here when I got in here.
I want to be able to hear you.
What?
I want to be able to hear you.
What? Alright, let me get this pulled up here real quick. Oh, wire's down. Where's that? I didn't even see where that was at. Sorry, squirrel mode just kicked in. Oh, it's up round tool. Alright. Reported wires down. That's what was on the screen here. If you ever want a good app, if you live in the areas, Champaign's got it, Vermilion County has it, I don't think McLean has it, but there's an app called Pulse Point that will show you all like medical, wires down, and other things like that. And it just depends on your area if they run it or not. But I know Champaign County's got it, Vermilion County's got it, and then, I don't know, I think I looked at Piatt, and Piatt wasn't on there, but I don't know if Bloomington or Decatur area would have it or not. It's basically whatever runs in that area.
What'd you say the name again?
Pulse Point.
Pulse?
Pulse. Yep, like you're taking your pulse. It's a nice little program. It'll show you what's all happened in the areas for days. Actually, so like all those are all recent. They don't give you any information as to what's going on, but they'll be like medical, wires down. They've showed airplane crashes, water rescues, things like that.
So the medical emergency, is that a private individual that called an ambulance? Or?
Yeah, some kind of emergency like that. And they'll show fire departments, like there was on here a day or two ago, they had that plane crash down at Willard, and it showed it on here. And I know my uncle was always having a lot of medical issues, so if they ever got called out to there, I could see when that happened. I can call down there and check on them real quick. But I just knew, huh?
Like the police scanner that my grandpa and stepdad was
Kind of like it, yeah. But it doesn't have it for everywhere, so. All right, back to the meeting, since I got distracted by a squirrel. Don't have anything new. I haven't heard anything new on Turning Saturday, other than it'll be in early September sometime, from what I think they're planning for the 6th. It says, I have notes 6th to the 13th. So, somewhere in that area. We'll find out more.
For demonstrators.
Yep, demonstrators always. I think they've got Mike Blankenship as one of the big ones.
Yes.
Yeah, he's signed on. It's always good to see him turn. If you never heard of his name, he's a blind woodturner. And yeah. He did one of our turning Saturdays a couple of years back. I think it was actually when we had it in here in this building.
We had him here for a regular meeting once too.
Yeah. Maybe see if he can come back for a regular meeting or demonstration or something like that in the future.
He's going to be at the AAW in Minneapolis.
In Minneapolis?
Yes.
Mike Blankenship. Let's see, what else do I got here? Demonstrators. I think tonight we've got John doing his demonstration on putting feet on a bowl. That's last month's, or last year's. So we need demonstrators for May, June, July, August, September. I was thinking about taking up next month and doing like a little alien bowl. I was going to do it tonight if John hadn't volunteered. But the alien bowl is basically, it's going to be either an alien spaceship or a hovering. It's going to basically hover off the piece underneath it. So there's like,
Get one of those
You gotta use magnets?
magnet things.
yeah, electromagnet, and have it float there.
I've been thinking about doing that too.
So I was thinking about doing that tonight if he hadn't said anything. And
Where'd you source your
Amazon.
Amazon?
Yeah, they're probably pricier now. The one I bought was like $60. So, yeah, it's a pretty hefty thing. I mean, it's about yay big.
Oh, really? I thought
And-
they were small, like a hockey puck.
The part you put into whatever you want to have float is like a little hockey puck sized piece of metal.
Yeah.
And then it's balanced out to basically fit in there.
I'd like to see that. So you're doing that in June?
So I'll do that next month. And then we'll need some more volunteers for July, August, September.
Inspired, and then when he goes to AEW, maybe he should sign up for something in July, right? Something he sees.
August maybe, and then I can say,
Well, he's the 4th of July king. I mean, he did the Pyro Bowls last year, so.
July's your month.
At the cost.
July is your month.
thank you so much.
Don't forget that.
I better write myself in for this.
I'll take August.
Well, one thing that we had done after going to the AEW one year, didn't we give like a recap of some of those?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
just talk about?
Yeah, I think we did some pictures.
Yes, that could be a thing, I don't know
Yeah.
who all still.
Crowbar's getting access electronically. Is it illegal for you to show it in front of everybody?
I
Only at the
would
Champagne,
think so.
You would?
only at the Champagne Club.
Yeah,
What's that?
well,
Only at this club can you do that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Did somebody say we were gonna take, July then?
I thought Corey was gonna.
Corey was going to.
oh, yeah.
Corey? We don't want to pressure you into it.
I will get back to you on it,
All right.
okay?
I'll do August. I don't know what it is, but I'll learn. I'll be inspired.
Huh?
I'd like to see your stream steady rest demo again sometime.
Oh,
But that's quite a bit of work, because I don't think you're set up for that size lane, right?
Who did that? Didn't, Corey, you did that, didn't you?
yeah. I've done it twice now.
I forgot to
And
look.
I think the first time I did it,
Do I got audio going?
significantly smaller for like a jet unit. And then I think the last time I did it,
Alright.
I did it on this lake. So I think I set it up for it to be able to work off of that side of the lake. And I've still got all that at home.
I think that would be a good demo, but,
Okay.
but I've seen it, but I'd like to see it again.
Okay, John,
Yeah,
mark me down for July for the string steady demo.
all right.
And then I'll come up with something else for later on, something new.
So just a heads up, if you go over to Vermilion or Potomac, or Vermilion County or Westville, or Westville and Potomac, or Vermilion County, they've got wires down over there. Makes me wonder if I got power at my house if wires are down by Potomac. All right, let me see here, my list, and that was string demo.
Yep.
All right, Scott is TBA. Then I'll leave September, October, November, December to fill in.
I could measure
I'll do September.
Jerry, you do September?
I don't even know what. Anybody want to see me turn his skinny bowl again, or we would bowl?
I know the internet probably would.
that. So we still got 3 months.
You never live that one down.
Turtle cheese?
Yeah, so let me know what you want to go with there, and we can do that then.
No, I can do November.
November? Cody? Do you have any idea what you want to do, or just kind of up in the air right now?
I got some thoughts, but we can wait a little closer to time and
Okay.
some options. November.
All right, so October and December are open. For anybody,
Great pumpkin. Who's the guy that does the pumpkins all the time?
it's me. I was supposed to do them last October, but our meeting got
Canceled.
canceled because it was right up against Turning Saturday. I mean, I could do pumpkins again in October then. Do the great pumpkins? Unless you want to list, Jerry, do you want to do October and then I'll do September with the pumpkins? Then everybody can bring it in and, all right, I'll just swap with you then.
So what that left is for December.
December. Holiday ornaments.
So that leaves December open.
But you see, if you do holiday ordinances in December, you don't have time to make any of them.
That's why I said swapping with Jerry so I can do it.
Easter eggs and Christmas.
Offset eggs.
Is there such a thing?
Probably is now. Sounds like Scott's coming up with something for his turning.
Or chicken, you make it, it won't be.
Yeah.
That might be my August thing, so we're really.
Never hurts chicken.
No,
Does that come out of a three-legged chicken?
Yeah.
I cut off there.
Chickens that lean over.
Pretty much. That camera's like right on me too. Somebody tell me that was too low. Yeah. Well, I felt like I was in a police squad there, just looking at the one guy that I was always cut off about right here. And is that a little better? Yeah, good enough. Good enough for the internet. All right, well, nobody says anything on December yet, so we'll leave that one open. I don't have much anything else in my notes here from past meetings. Let's see, coming up, I don't have, there's segmented wood turning symposium in September.
Where's that at?
It's going to be up around in Chicago, Northbrook, Illinois. So I haven't heard registration's not open yet, but it's probably open by now. I think that was on the AAW side. I saw that on there. So, Midwest Pen Turners was last month, so I think they've already done their thing. All right, crowbar. I think we got a new member tonight, didn't we?
Go ahead,
You want to introduce yourself?
I've been here a couple times, Tom Little. I'm with the rough group from Decatur.
Welcome, Tom. Hey, you became an official member tonight, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
You have to watch out for those Decatur guys.
So I know.
I don't think we got, anybody else have any other business they need to bring up? Got a hand in back there?
A little short talk on safety.
Little short talk on safety. Now, whose safety are we talking about here? Because there's a couple different incidences that have happened now.
Well, one of them doesn't want to talk about it. He didn't even post it. At least I posted it.
Yeah,
Good night.
yeah. Safety's been a couple of big issues. I think who was it? Oh, somebody just told me. Roger. Was it Roger? Was it your hand? His hand. All right, it's all healed up already. When did that get cut up?
The blood was blue.
The blood was blue.
Oh, you are an alien then.
A blue-blooded Vulcan or whatever it is. Oh, it's green-blooded. So Jerry's brought his up to me. You want to go with that picture? I don't know. The first one was all right.
That's what I sent to the kids.
All right. So here's Jerry's little incident.
You put up the good picture. Put the other one on.
Put the other one up.
Yeah, the one where both eyes are black. That one.
Were you not wearing a helmet?
Yeah.
I was finishing the bottom of one of those cores off of that thing, and I lost my vacuum. And
Well, wait a minute. Jerry, that does not answer his question at all.
no, I did not have my face mask on to finish the bottom of a bowl.
Something to do with safety.
I would put my face mask on to finish the bottom of a bowl.
If my leg's spinning and I'm not standing, I have a face mask.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I think the only one there's that one out there on YouTube where the guy had his face mask on, and he was turning the crotch of the bowl and it split in half. Came back, hit him right in the face mask, and the other half was still on the lathe, and it started walking off.
Yeah, the
But-
one I saw, he was turning a big chunk and it
What
came off.
caused the loss of volume? Vacuum. What
I don't
caused-
know if the electricity blinked or what happened, but it's been working since, so I don't know what happened.
I would think I'd put a battery, get one of those UPS battery backups and plug it into that thing.
But even then, there's that split second.
Usually they stay right on.
You can
The ones I get.
You can make a vacuum tank for that
Yeah,
and, well, it's PVC, and when you suck all the air out of that, it'll hold it for a little bit. And maybe, I don't know how long it would hold it, but, I never did build one.
yeah.
A guy from Central Illinois Woodturners demoed that one time.
Yeah. One question though, Jerry.
Stephanie. Yeah.
So one question, Jerry, were you wearing your brown pants that day?
Yeah, later.
What did your wife say?
You need to go to the doctor?
I don't know. We'll see in the morning.
Yeah.
We'll see if I get up in the morning.
Yeah, your follow-up to that too is blood all going down in your eyes.
Yeah, it took a couple days before my eyes turned black. I didn't even know it. We were at dinner for granddaughter's confirmation, and Diane said, eyes look like they're black. I said, what? It was 2 or 3 days afterwards.
You got lucky on that one, that's for sure. So always wear your face mask. And what caused yours?
Stupidity.
Well, I think that's just about every accident leads to that.
Well, okay, I'll make it as short as I can. I had a round piece of wood that I'd already turned around, and I'd already tapered it for the bowl. I'd already done the outside. And I had put a groove in it for where I wanted the lip to be for the lid. And I put it on my bandsaw. Now, I'd already cut one piece about an inch, inch and a half off of it before I put the taper on. No problem on my bandsaw. Second time, I wanted to make sure that that blade was straight up and down and give me a straight cut for that lip. So I got behind the bandsaw and I'm pulling it into me.
Oh,
And you can't. I know all these things. I was telling myself the whole time, don't do this, but I want to get it done. And I know that you don't roll forward into the blade. If you want to roll it, you roll underneath. Well, I actually kind of wobbled, and it wobbled, and I'll bring the bowl in next month. And you can see where the blade hit it, but it threw the bowl from me to him and threw my hand into the bandsaw.
ooh.
And instantly, I did not see anything. Of course, I felt. I grabbed my hand like this, and I was down like this, and I just took off running. As I'm running, I hear my bandsaw going bang, 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 bang. And I go, oh shit, I ruined my bandsaw. But I went to the house, screamed in the house, I need to go to the hospital. Ran back out to the shop, turned the bandsaw off, turned the lights off, locked the door, went back up to the house, and she was ready, so she took me to the hospital. And the rest of it was just a nightmare. But,
Yeah.
you know, I grabbed that and I held it, and I never did look at it. I'm standing there in the emergency room at St. Mary's, and the guard goes, do you need to check in? I'm not standing there leaning, I think I might, but I said, yeah. And he goes, "Get up there." So I started walking up there, and the woman at the desk looked up at me, and she was taking care of somebody. She looked back down, and about a second and a half later, she looked up, she got up, and she goes, I'll give you a minute. She went and got dolls and Band-Aids and was going to wrap me up, and I said, now wait a minute. I stuck this in a bandsaw, and I haven't seen it yet. I hadn't took my hand off, and it hadn't bled much. I kept the blood. I kept the blood in, but I opened it up, and it was laying there like you saw in the picture.
Yeah.
You didn't have your
Split
Kevlar
second.
gauntlets on?
Had what?
Your Kevlar gloves on?
Oh, yeah. Hell, yeah. No. You know, actually, that would have been worse, because I wouldn't have been able to pull that glove out.
Right,
It's
right.
big.
Right, yeah, the gloves and tools aren't very
Yeah,
good.
I've seen a guy get sucked in, but took his glove right in there.
Yeah. Especially on a lathe, you don't want to go up anywhere near something turning.
But anyway, in the end, it was 2 days after I did this that I went back out there and I finished cutting that with the bandsaw. It can be done.
Going for the other side.
Safety first. Safety first. All right. Other than that, anybody have anything else? Okay. Crowbar, do you want to go ahead and do your treasurer's report?
Sure.
And on that note, before we go to the show and tell, we'll do the drawing for those three. And I can't remember, do we still have the names of them all, or
Yep, they're all in there.
they're all in there?
The first one's gonna be for what? $100?
I figured the two
You should,
AEWs.
first one should be the $100. Because if you draw those two out for the membership, then they don't have a chance to get $100.
Sam makes a good point. We'll do it that way. I mean, it makes sense, yeah.
I second that motion.
All right. Scott, pick a name.
No, I don't think I have a name in here.
All right. Scott has chosen, this is going to be for the $100 one. Okay, he did not rig this. It's Corey Anderson.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much.
that's the $100 one.
We should draw the other two first.
All right, so for the other two, first one up. All right, I'm gonna have to get off this back row here because it's Cody. Cody Jones. Is that Cody's? Yep. All right. That's Cody's. And Kovar, do you have Corey's? Is that Corey's? Or is that? Okay, that's,
Gotta make it out.
okay.
I didn't know who it was gonna be, so.
Oh, come on.
He doesn't have ESPN, he lives the simple life.
Not Karnak, huh?
Karnak,
ESPN Ocho. All right, and the other one goes to Jerry Rhodes.
All right, Jerry.
There you go. I'll steal this back from you. So I've got a couple spots up here of stuff for the raffle tonight, so show and tell, and President's Challenge over on this side, and then we'll have the other part of show and tell over there. And then I've got, for raffle tonight, I've got some stuff up here. I threw a tool in here tonight. We got a 3/30 seconds double bevel parting tool. So if you're in need of a new parting tool, anti-slip router pads. I think they work well on bandsaws also. And a couple other things up here.
Just out of curiosity, how long will that last? One cat.
It gets smaller and smaller as you go. So go ahead and head on up. Doug, we start with you. Do you have anything?
Yeah.
Kurt?
Do we have a President's Challenge or something for next month?
Next month's an even month. The President's Challenge are on odds. Do you guys have an idea of what you want for a members' challenge? Go ahead and speak up. Just so everybody's aware, the red ones are going to be the show and tell, and the white ones will be the President's Challenge tickets tonight.
Hey, John,
Yeah.
flip that camera around, please. Let's see Doug's shining face. Where's our fancy white viewing box?
I don't know.
Didn't bring it this time. Something you wanna do, you don't have to bring it every time.
There's my off-center turning of a piece of mahogany,
Oh, no, what did I say?
pretty thin.
White's President. I forgot my colors already, sorry.
Well, there's-
White's President.
and I just finished it with Danish oil. And then got a nice piece of red cedar that I decided it's time to turn it. Been sitting around quite a while. Turn it again, put it, Danish oil on it, and then buffed it out with the Beal system and put the carnauba wax on it. It comes out pretty nice and slick. So, makes a nice little bowl.
Dwight? Oh, Dwight did bring in this director's chair, if anybody would like it. Probably a nice chair.
If you're doing shows or thinking of doing shows, this is an ideal chair to have.
Needs a little cleaning up, but chair if someone wants it. All right.
Well, I'm new woodturner, so I made these, still working on perfecting the simple bowl. This is my first attempt at kind of a square bowl.
Very nice.
This is one that booted up. And so I'm still learning.
Derek Muhammad, last time I said I was gonna have some rope for people. The tree's still standing there, we haven't forgotten anybody. And I got a whole car full of crab apple that I don't want. So, I guess this is a piece of locust. I'm fascinated by doing single piece, not 2 or 3 pieces on these. There's your crab apple. And this, I didn't get time to get as far as I wanted with it, but I started in doing a standard wing bowl, and I can do 2. So that's how that came about.
This is the project that I demonstrated last month, and as I was turning the bottom off, it come off. I had the 8-inch jaws on there, and I really didn't have a good grip on it, and it came loose, and I got a big chunk out of it. That's the off-center square bowl, and as I was going deeper into it, my glue joint started showing. So if you look real good, there's an orange circle in there too. That's the glue joint. So that's mine.
John Kreitler from Decatur. This is a little lidded bowl that has the feet on it. This was turned kind of a joint project with Roger, Bob, and I over at Roger's shop a couple weeks ago, and that's what we're going to do the demo on tonight. This is silver maple. This has, I think, the Old Masters gel polyurethane, and this has been buffed with the Beal buffing system. For the offset square bowl, this is the one I did, and this is, I believe this is ash. I'm not 100% sure of that, but it kind of looks like ash. And this is black palm. When I was all done with this, this was the only piece I had left, and I brought it over because one of the things that we're kind of thinking about doing is maybe laser engraving a clock face on here and making a clock out of it. So that might make an interesting clock if I decide to go ahead and do that. I may set it on the shelf and let it collect dust. And then I did this cherry bowl, a really nice piece of wood. I thought it was a really nice piece of wood. I was watching a YouTube video, and the guy on the video was really giving us hell. He said we didn't spend enough time on the bottom of the bowl. He said woodturners should spend more time finishing the bottom of the bowl and take some pride in that. So I spent a little bit more time on the bottom of this bowl. And I think he's right. I think we should spend more time finishing the bottom of the bowl instead of just turning off the tenon or whatever. So he gave us hell, and I think that's what we should do. So that's what we got.
Indicator. This is my version of a bowl inside a bowl stove. It's cedar, red cedar. I'm not happy with the finish, so I buffed it all off today, and I started putting another one on, and it looked worse, so I buffed that off. And now I got to work on the finish.
Just keep putting it on, it's gonna soak it in.
Yeah, cedars will soak it right out.
Yeah, especially as old as the cedar is. But that you don't want to use cedar that's old and dry because this chipped off and it was gone. I couldn't find it to glue it back on. So this is going to be my wife's now. But anyway, that's my square bowl.
Alright, Cody Jones from Urbana. So first thing, this is just a rough, it's not done yet, proof of concept, just because I didn't know if we needed demonstrators. This is something that I could do, I've wanted to play around with, but it's multi-axis. So it is hollowed through both of these. So I had a tenon on each side and then hollowed it in, and there is a little bit of daylight through the middle. So there's, you know, it's not that thin, and I really didn't like the shape, which is why I'm doing like some carving on the outside. So I will bring this back in when it's done and talk more about it, but it was just a, if we needed demonstrators, here's the thing that hopefully I'll get a little better at and, you know, figure out some more, but it's something I wanted to play with. And that's out of crab apple. This is just a little bud vase out of a small chunky yew that I had that just wanted to play around. It doesn't stand very well. I did make the top really thin so it will stand, but I just found it amusing that it's got a huge, really tall top for, you know, so the non-functional things amuse me. And then, lastly, I've got another yew stump piece here. Fairly happy with it. It had some potential. If I would have played around with the original placement of it, I may have had even more like holes in it. But overall, I'm happy with it. After turning it, I did do a lot of refining of the shape with the belt sander to make it thinner at the top and to kind of, yeah, like I said, refine the shape. And I can show a video of what that started with because I feel like you get a lot of questions of what that stuff looks like. So I'll pull up this, put it on the camera so you can see. Okay, let's see where we're at here. Okay, I'll back up. Okay, so that's what the piece of wood started with. Wow. So, you know, make sure you try and get it as centered as possible. Watch your knuckles, and you can see by hand. So that's what that piece started with.
Make sure you're wearing a face mask.
It would be good, not necessarily every time. And then this is what it looked like halfway done. And so when I was talking about like, it had potential for what it could be.
I like the tower jobs.
You can see, so where there's orange pieces there, that's wood that, you know, is still going to exist. If I hollowed it and kept that shape right as a straight down cylinder and hollowed it straight in, the only things that would exist would be the orange pieces, and the brown pieces would be gone, right? Those would be holes. The problem is that right, the top part there, so on your right, that piece would be an island that is unsupported, so that wouldn't be there. So that's why I couldn't go with this straight-sided cylindrical shape like you can see when it's spinning, because then I would have been missing a bunch of the piece. So that's why I had to like curve the neck of it so that it would all be connected. But, you know, a little bit of thinking at the beginning or planning out of what it is, you can adjust that. But at that point, I put my tenon on and I mounted it and I said, this is what it's going to be. And I'm not going to fart with it, and we'll just see what happens. So there's a little bit extra into what goes into those, what it starts as, and kind of what it looks like halfway through. So there's that. So that's what we got.
Cody, got a
Yes.
question for you.
Yeah.
You're turning a lot of U.
Yes.
It's considered toxic.
Right.
How do you protect yourself?
So I have done face mask. A lot of times there's not as much as it should be, so it doesn't bioaccumulate in terms of like mercury, heavy metals. If you get a little bit, it stays in, and over time you get more and more. You know, like Mad Hatters with, you know, you just work with mercury. Over time it'll build up. It doesn't bioaccumulate, but you're right, it's still probably not something that I should be breathing in as much as I do. I haven't seen any issues with myself, so anecdotally so far we're still good. Is that the best route? Probably not.
Do you have a respirator or something?
So I do have a face mask, but the fan battery ended up going out, so now it's just a static, you know, mask that fogs up and gets really hot.
I bought a Trend Air Shield for $25 off of a guy because his batteries quit.
Yeah,
I rewired it to use a phone charger,
yeah.
plug it in, and away I go.
Well, you want to take a look at mine and see how you wire it?
Send it to me.
Okay.
Bring it next, because seriously.
Yeah,
And I tried finding a battery pack, I couldn't find one.
yeah.
I rewired it to a phone charger, and you know, I have a cord now instead of, but I paid $25 for a $450 mask.
Okay, yeah.
So it's tethered to the wall.
I'm tethered, I'm tethered to a 6-foot extension cord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just use phone charger.
No, that'd be good, because mine was around that price too,
Yeah.
and it's not working, so I'm just kind of pissed about it. Yep.
What kind of amperage is it, do you know?
The batteries are 3.7,
Okay.
and the one I bought, the guy had it was in really bad shape, and he said the batteries don't work. He wanted $15 for it, and plus shipping, and he was, I don't know, Pennsylvania or someplace. So it was $23 and something shipped to my house. I wrote him a $25 check, and I bought a little fan that had, you know, rechargeable fan, but it was multi-speed, so it didn't work. I think if I could find a little portable fan, a rechargeable fan, that wasn't multi-speed, that would work. But I couldn't find one that I was willing to pay the price for. And in the past, I've used a phone charger for a drying box. Just put a little computer fan in a piece of PVC pipe with a phone charger, blowing that fan into a drying box with a light bulb on the outside. Same principle, get that phone charger, which is low amperage, hook it to that battery, the fan on the Trend Shield, plug it in, and well, they've seen it, plug it in, it works.
I was kind of wondering if maybe you get like one of those cell phone battery packs and
Right.
plug it in, and you wouldn't have to be.
I haven't found one that I thought would last any length of time.
Yeah, they'll eventually power down,
Right.
Be like
But
2 or 3 of them.
If you know of one that's under $50, you know, I'm willing to try that.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't, without knowing how much one would last, I wouldn't want him to spend the money.
Yeah, you just really need to get the output volts that
Well,
are coming into the,
and
or power of the fan.
The phone charger, I don't know how much volt is putting out, but I know it runs that fan just fine.
Yeah.
And
Usually they're,
I've got $25 in it and an old phone charger.
yeah. It depends on that. It usually say out on the back of them, like 2
Yeah.
or 1 or 5 volts, depends on.
But that same phone charger can run a computer fan.
Yeah.
So, you know, they don't take a lot of power.
No. I know one of the things I've been getting into I don't know if you ever heard of them, the 501st guys, they all dressed up like stormtroopers and everything. And one of the things they do is they got the helmets and they put the little bitty fans in there. And they plug those into a cell phone battery pack type deal.
Well, if you find a link to one of those, send it to me.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find one.
Because the trend fan is it's less than 2 inches big.
Yeah, it's probably
It's
just
a
like
little bitty fan.
Yeah, it's about like that.
Yeah.
It's what those guys use to keep their
Yeah.
visors and masks from fogging up and give them a little cool air where they're walking around.
Yeah. If you can find one of those battery packs, send me a link.
Yeah. All right. Sidetrack.
We just got a new department called Tips and Tricks.
There you go.
Electrical tips and tricks.
Next time, the helmet. We'll put it together, bring it in and show it to everybody. Cody, you're a hard one to follow. You are a hard one to follow. This is my demonstration of when you don't have time to do the President's Challenge. These were done in February. These are just these little seam rippers that make wonderful Christmas gifts.
Yeah, be careful about pulling those caps off.
I got the small one there. These are the stiletto. Man. There we are. And the long one. They make great stocking stuffers. These kits came from Penn State, and that's Bloodwood with the Dr. Penn's Plus finish. Yeah, this is what you show when you don't have time to get in the shop and do offset, square, and I'm gonna stab myself getting that.
Yeah, that's what I say.
I'll leave it open in case anyone wants to look.
Caution, sharp on it.
Yeah.
Scott?
Tips and tricks though, for sure. Bring in those things.
Maybe we have to have a rewiring demo or something.
Yeah.
Here's Jerry.
Square bowl. Now, usually I go to one corner. I don't know why I decided to go to one side like this, but because usually I'll go to one corner like Doug does, I think. Pen. This is the arrow pen I got from Craft Supplies with the rose gold finish on the and black titanium. Elm burl bowl.
Keep that camera on.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Are you gonna keep that one, Jerry, or?
No, it's $285, I think.
Wow.
It's hard to keep them if you go to sell them, they go fast. I left them thicker than I normally do, maybe. You can go half that thick, but it seems like people, when they look at something like that, they expect it to be a heavy, and so I like to have a little mass in it. Got a couple of quarters out of it.
So Jerry, on your square bowl, you mentioned going to a corner versus going to
Right.
the edge. How do you determine that?
Just do it. Just do it. Well,
What does it depend on how you offset that piece?
no. I did it, I had it on a worm screw, and then usually I would put that worm screw over this way
So
at 5
you
eighths of an
went
inch,
your,
but I went straight to the side.
okay. I have never thought of that before, but that makes sense.
Yeah. And either way, the other way, you got one long corner that's way out there. And
Right.
you learn to watch your knuckles, which I usually put a piece of tape on my tool rest, so I know where that outside corner is. And then I do all my cutting from the outside in to help prevent chipping it. I don't glue strips on it. I thought about doing that, and I didn't. So I had it before, and I thought, well, you wind up rounding those corners.
I walked around a lot of them.
So, and it's no big deal if you do nick one, then you just round the corners to whatever. Thank you.
Also, Jerry finished off the bottom on his too.
Yeah, the bottom is nice.
Give it a little bit of texturing.
I meant to show the bottoms, being how it was brought up.
Yeah.
Chris?
I'm Chris from Bloomington now. I have an off-center bowl and a square bowl. So here's my off-centered square bowl. I have done it. I did an off-centered like wing fold, but then I did it such that it was off-centered like this, where the bottom part of the wing fold was correct, and then the top was off. And so then if you looked at it from the side, it looked disjointed. It did not like it, so I got rid of it. But I got these. I was starting this one this evening because I had time in town to shop here, and then it cracked on me. And so I'm curious if people have recommendations while after show and tell about how to fix it, because it's a nice bowl otherwise. So it popped while sanding.
Did you ever find anybody in Bloomington?
I have conned my neighbor into letting me put a mini lathe in his garage. So I've turned a base.
He conned his neighbor into putting a mini lathe in his garage.
That's pretty good.
That's one way to do it.
My neighbor also has 2 trees coming down, so.
You didn't bring anything.
Yes.
I didn't do a square bowl or a pig's ass or whatever it was. But I did turn wick stand double. This is going to go, I think, to Springfield, Illinois. A friend of mine, Terry, said instead of putting an indentation in there, why don't you put a bowl in there? I said, why don't you make me a bowl and I'll put it in there? He said, okay. He made the bowl and I put it in there.
So how many is that?
591.
You gonna do a special one for 600?
What?
Gonna make a special one for 600?
I'm thinking about it, yes, but
I suggest that we contact the local news or newspaper.
See if we can get them interested in it.
Yeah, and that would be up to Crowbar if he would allow it. But I think that it should be on TV or Central Illinois Living or somewhere.
If we can get a hold of them.
ADW might do an article.
Somebody needs to write an article for AAW.
Right.
Most of those went through Central Illinois Woodturners, so maybe you can get somebody there to.
Crowbar, what's your thoughts?
let me think about it.
I'll give you until the end of the meeting.
Because okay.
Because
But
it's the shop that we buy
this
for.
is a tough time of the year for me to get in the shop now. Usually I have things, everything I've been touching lately has turned to crap, so don't get near me. It's been bad, so I haven't been in the shop for a week. So.
But seriously, I think at some point, you deserve recognition.
Did you it okay?
And I think if you poll the crowd, you'll find 100%.
Yeah, I wonder if we get like maybe someone from the university school, like some kid studying to be a journalist or something, might be able to do a story, because, I mean, we could all do a story, but who can write in here?
Yeah.
My writing's horrible. I sound like Yoda when I write.
I don't know if it's an online newspaper, the Shannon thing is a, I get a newsletter from them. Maybe you could write those.
Contact them, yeah. One of the little ones or something.
I think like WCIA, what, News Gazette or whatever, Champaign.
Or maybe Pantograph out of Bloomington,
Yeah.
because I mean, that get the CIW group in there too. No, it's up to Crowbar. Crowbar, we're all doing things, and Crowbar's just giving the evil eye over there.
He is.
Maybe it's 700.
I did a piece for CI Living one time. That would be a good piece for CI Living too.
Didn't you do one for like was it Crossroads or something like that way back?
What's that?
The Crossroads or something like that was called like PBS or something?
I did one for
Or was,
the PBS out of Eastern,
yeah.
and then I did one for Seattle Living.
I did one for WAND one day, they come out to the shop.
Which those might be posted on my website, I think I have one.
Yeah, I remember seeing it. That everybody? Just one thing, I don't know if anybody gets the Menard flyer all the time, but this one popped up in there. So they got this glue bond, angel adhesive, filling powders and all that. Basically it's CA glue. So it's a whole kit that you can order online for, yeah, that's after 37-cent rebate, so it's like $3.36. But you gotta go online to get it.
Yeah, it does have to be online.
Yeah, and it's not in the stores, otherwise I probably would've gone over there after work and grabbed some. But it has a gray and a black powder that you can mix into it. So if anybody's interested in like filling a crack in a bowl or something like that, you can mix that in. I've done that with some stuff, it's cracked in the past. All right, let's go ahead and do the President Challenge. That's the white tickets. All right, first one up, 876. That's Jerry. Center finders, vice pads, got a shaker, pepper mill, and a bottle opener. All right. Next one, 875. Kirk, you didn't bring anything tonight?
Not tonight, no.
That's for your buys.
The bottle opener. Or as we like to call it, church keys.
Church key had a can of bottom and a can of wood. That's the old one.
Roger, turn that camera around.
Yeah. I was hoping I'd break the camera, but put it on me. 872 is the next one. We got peppermill and church key or bottle opener, however you want to call it. All right, and last one, 870. Doug? All right. That's a good little project. All right, I'm going to move these over here. So for the red ones, is it oak? Who brought in the oak?
I did.
All right. All right, on the red ticket.
What type of oak?
Spalted. It does have some spalting, it's been around for a long time.
All right, red ticket, first one up, 849. Chris? Got the other center finder. Next one up, 850. Crowbar. That's those rasps. All right. 847. Brushes too. All right, last piece, the chunk of oak. Goes to 842.
I don't want that, you can
Regift it?
re-gift it.
All right. All right, Doug regifts. 846. All right. All right. We'll go ahead and take a break for a little bit. And which one has one? That's one. The crowbar's got the tickets up here.
Those things.
And we'll take a little bit of break for probably about 20 minutes or so, get set up for the demonstration, and we'll be back with that.
Yeah, you could. Sam and I tried to do that with one piece that he's got.
I'm gonna stop the video and then restart it in about 20 minutes.
We had so much fun, and we still couldn't.